Assalamu alaikum. Today we're going to learn about the story of Umar ibn al-Khattab radiallahu ta'ala anhu. Umar ibn al-Khattab radiallahu ta'ala anhu was born in a Quraysh tribe in Mecca, but as usual, in 581 he was born in a Quraysh tribe. At first, the Quraysh used to worship idols at the Kaaba. Approximately, it were 360 idols all around the Kaaba, and there were also pictures and idols inside the Kaaba also. So people started to come from this different places to worship these idols before Hajj, and before Hajj, no, at Hajj, it was a great place for business for all the people who came from Mecca, and it was also a place to go to different places for business, and mostly Abu Sufyan who led the business. After the first revelation, the Prophet Muhammad started to invite people to Islam, and because of this, Umar bin Khattab who became so mad that one time one time he decided to kill the Prophet, but on his way he heard that his sister and brother-in-law accepted Islam, so he decided to go there first. And then he started fighting with them, but he hurt his sister way that she started bleeding. With his sister, he went to see the pages of Quran when Khattab who was reading the verses before he came to the house, came out from his hiding place and told him that the Prophet Muhammad made a dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala who will be a strong supporter of the Muslim Ummah. And there were two strong Quraysh who lived in Mecca, who was Abu Jahl and Umar bin Khattab and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accepted Umar then Abu Jahl. So after saying that, he want to see the Quran, and he read it after he taken a bath. It was kind of like the beginning of Surah Taha, and then when he read Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim and some verses, he realized that the Quran was not a folk story, which people started to say that it was a folk story. So after reading the Quran, he decided to go to the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. After reading the Quran, he decided to go to the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So he went to Dor Arqam, which the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam was teaching Islam privately, and so he went there to meet the Prophet to accept Islam, and that's how he accepted Islam. A few years after Umar radiallahu ta'ala who accepted Islam, the people of Mecca who were not Muslims were angry that the Prophet was the Prophet was telling people to Islam, and people started to accept it. So they decided to kill the Prophet, but the Prophet and Abu Bakr as-Siddiq traveled to Medina, and after a few months, almost all the people and Umar who managed to travel to Medina, but there were a few people left in Mecca. After moving to Medina, the Prophet ordered to build a mosque, which is known as Masjid al-Nabawi, which is the second holiest mosque in Islam. And after that was like the first mosque ever built in Islam. And through the entire year, they worshipped in that mosque. Because the Meccans or the people in Mecca did not like that the Muslims finally had a safe place in Medina, which meant their business route would not be any safe in the north because of the Muslims in Medina. They decided to have a war, which is 3 wars against the Muslims and 2 wars against the Jews, which was the Battle of Badr, Uhud, Trench. The Jews also joined the Trench, I believe, and those were all the battles, and also the Khaybar, which was only against the Jews. On June 8th, 632, the Prophet Muhammad passed away. But since Umar loved the Prophet so much, he held his word and said, whoever said that the Prophet is dead, I will kill him. But Abu Bakr calmed him down and told him that just like the other prophets, Muhammad had to pass away. And after that, there was a argument on who will be the next leader, and Abu Bakr was appointed as the next leader. After 2 years of Abu Bakr's hard work, he passed away in 634 of June 8th. So after he died, Umar was responsible for being the second caliph of Islam, and in his rule he captured many countries. He captured Yemen, Oman, United Arab Emirates, and Qatar, Bahrain, and Egypt, Syria, and Palestine, Lebanon, Iraq, Iran, and many other countries, including Libya and many more, were all under his rule. He ruled the Rashidun Caliphate for 10.5 years, and many countries were under his rule. And after his hard work, in 644, and during his rule, his lifestyle was extremely simple for all the 4 caliphates: Abu Bakr, Omar, Uthman, and Ali. They were all living in a simple lifestyle, even though their people who were living in the richest life. They lived in the simplest lifestyle, and when Umar radiallahu ta'ala who passed away, he was like actually killed, but not. So one time, a Persian man from Iran or Iraq, but anyway, he came and sat at the mosque on October 31st. Umar radiallahu ta'ala was leading the Fajr prayer, and then he used his knife and hurt the caliph 6 times behind his back, and the people who were with him at that time tried to save their caliph, and tried to stop that guy from killing their caliph, but he also hurt 12 other people with his knife, and around half of them later passed away. And after that, he realized he had no way to go, so he decided to destroy himself. And after Umar radiallahu ta'ala got his senses back at his house, he asked who that bad guy was. After hearing the answer, he became happy that bad guy was not a Muslim. After that, the doctors could not save him, could not stop his bleeding. And after that, he knew that soon he's going to pass away. So his advisors told him to pick their next caliph. So he made a group with Uthman, Ali, Zubair, Talha, and Saad. All of them radiallahu ta'ala anhu, and after a large decision, Uthman radiallahu ta'ala anhu was picked as their next caliph. And 3 days later, on November 3rd, in the year of 644, Caliph Umar radiallahu took his last breath as the second caliph of Islam, and he was and he was buried next to Abu Bakr as-Siddiq radiallahu ta'ala anhu.